Operator, Ortis is sorry. Happy to report that all my good jokes are gone.
Alright, so let's see if this video goes down in the next 10 to 15 minutes again, and I'm definitely gonna do it the rest of this offline, and hopefully I should be able to 2 or 3 hours from now able to play the thing. If I can't even play the thing in live, then I'll play by PlayStation Plus. I mean, not by PlayStation Plus, by PlayStation. So that's all I can say about that. Typically, because my network is so shitty, it's best that I just do all my gaming by PlayStation, but every now and again it works good. But these videos aren't like made for anything other than to inform. So if I go beyond 30 minutes in any video, I already said what I need to say in the first 30. So if things hold up past 15 minutes, so about a good 30, then I'm solid today. So might as well do this while I can, if the video holds up. If not, and I'll play this offline, and 2 hours from now I'll hop on the thing, and that probably won't give me a lot of trouble because that's an old PlayStation 2 game. So the graphics, even though they're adjusted the graphics for today, it's not like it's real mind-bending graphics. It's just a little bit touch up to remaster it, so it's not gonna give a lot of trouble uploading and downloading information, communicating, both receiving and transmission back and forth, at least less than modern games. So let's see about this tenor bomb thing. Oh wait, I did say I wasn't gonna do it because it's just about a glyph. Alright, so let me continue on from what I was doing before I was so rudely interrupted by the internet. So I'll get my my stuff here done and over with, and in the process I'll speak on other things with regards to Warframe. Like if you don't know it exists in the game, like if you played the game and you don't know it exists, there are certain things like the whole
attack us and we will counter.
The rover is active, but wait, the Corpus have remotely corrupted its power cell. Hold on. I will reconfigure the rover to draw power from your shields.
For the tenor.
Walkers incoming. So far, so good.
Let's go on the offensive.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Keep going. That rover's contents will be a huge boost to our cause. You have almost reached the extraction point. Keep fighting.
It is done, Tenno.
So maybe it's best to do the stuff in the simulation. Yeah, I'll do it in simulation. It's best to do it rather than in mission.
Tenno, you will make an excellent hunter.
Alright, so hopefully my network stays up. If not, it's fine. So this is just a simulation room. With regards to this, I'm not gonna bring anyone out or anything or any enemies out. So, like I was saying with regards to the parkour, that stuff in the last video was already explained, though I just do it again. So like you could jump all the way up here, and then you could do like a backflip in mid-air, depending on where you're facing. But if you press the wrong button, say. But that's not what's important. What's important is that you can do this and still do a double jump and then bounce off things and then land on the ground. In fact, when you're aim gliding, you can aim and go to any directions. That's an obvious thing. But you can also do the same thing while you're parkouring off objects as well. So you could use the objects on the wall in order to get to locations that you couldn't get to while you're parkouring. Another great thing about Warframe is, like, if you're bouncing on, like, say you run into an object like this and it gets in your way, the Warframe is so agile it could immediately not only jump over it, but it could like lightly tap on the top of the object as well and then bounce off the top of the object. So it's like they're literally like ballerinas. They could literally bounce on anything so easily. So if you're traversing, because they're like such agile ninjas, because that's what they are, like armored ninjas, their parkour skills and their traversal is some of the best in games by far, better than most like AAA games parkouring. I think only Dying Light might have parkour that might be a little bit better, but there are certain parkours in Warframe that's better than Dying Light. Other than that, of course, there's the whole using There's the whole using your transference in order to move left and right, up and down, so on and so forth. Especially to get the locations that are so far away. It'll take forever for the Warframe, or at least not forever, but it'll take like 10 or maybe 20 seconds longer for the Warframe to reach here than if he just used his transference void powers, which only takes him about 2 seconds at most, and he's already there. Where for the Warframe, it will take him a long time just to parkour, aim glide, and then get to the location over here. So that's like a full 10 seconds, where it only takes like your, operator about 2 to 3 seconds at most. So, fun fact with regards to traversing or speed running in through a place, always use your operator to get the location much faster, which is like the most obvious thing in the game by now. If you know, it's probably the most obvious thing. But there are other little tidbits that you wouldn't know about, things that you wouldn't consider to be important, that you wouldn't think about, but actually comes in handy if you use them properly. Like, for instance, if you hide behind an object, whether it's an object here or an object anywhere, if you hide behind an object and then you get up and shoot, and then hide behind an object, then you get up and shoot, it's the same as hiding behind an object in a Silent Hill game or in a Metal Gear game. You're not taking any damage taking cover. It's just that it's hard to say that Warframes can take cover because the button for the Warframe is on toggle. So if you take it off toggle, then you will stay in the crouch state, and you have to press it again to get out of crouch state. So there is like duck and cover in this game. Someone say, "Oh, there's no duck and cover in this game." There is. It's just that the default allows you, the moment you go into crouch, you automatically pop up and you're standing. So it's not that there isn't. There is. It's just the default that the Warframe will always stand up. So you have to take that off in order to initiate, hide behind walls, and stay silent and stealthy. So any Warframe can do stealth missions. You just have to remember to remove the toggle effect of the controller to not be automatically stand up. You would have to press it again for them to stand up and get out of cover. So cover does exist in the game. That's another thing a lot of people don't know. I mean, they know that they could take cover, but they don't. I wouldn't say that they don't know that cover exists, but they don't see the point of using cover if you're carrying tanks with you. However, if you're in like a Steel Path mission, that's a survival, or not a survival, a Steel Path mission that's an exterminate. That's an Archon Steel Path. Well, there's no Archon Steel Path, but if you're soloing an Archon and it's an exterminate Archon, you would want to use cover. It would be recommended for you to use cover, because then you can kill the enemies. Once you're taking heavy damage, you use cover, wait till them come to you, and then kill the rest, and then keep moving on, so on and so forth. So cover is your friend. The game does have cover, especially if the enemy is too stronger than you. You just have to remember to take it off there so you could take cover, so they can't find. I mean, they will find you. This is not that type of game where they don't know where you are. They will know where you are. But at least taking cover gives you a bit of time for you to regenerate your shields or some of your health. And then you shoot, and then you take cover again, shoot, and take cover. You just have to take off the effect of automatically stand up. Most times you don't need to take cover, but take cover does exist in the game. So other than the parkour, other than take cover, and other than operator traversing and moving at speeds using the void energy of like 2 to 3 seconds to get from location to location, I would say one other thing with regards to the game is that a lot of people, I think a lot of people notice, but they rarely use it, or maybe they do use it and I just think they rarely use it. Where is it? Oh yes. Like, if you know the ancient healer is a creature that heals, and he heals other infested enemy. If you're controlling if you control a specter version of this healer, it is always recommended that if you're in a survival or you in a mission where, let's say it's not a hijack mission, but it's even an exterminate mission, but it's mostly for survival purposes, or maybe even for defense. If you're in a situation where you see cover, or to the left or right of you, and there's nothing behind you but an empty space, or should I say but a closed space, and to the left and to the right are locations like this where your specters won't take that much damage, you would move your specter to this location by allowing it to follow you, and it will follow you. Hopefully it doesn't stand up. It will follow you to your location. Now this is too tight, so it doesn't do it. But it would follow you in between these grooves, and you stop him right there. A place where he would be able to take less damage, and you would stop him right there, and you would stay within the vicinity, and you kill enemies while within the spectrum of his distance of his healing. Because what these ancient healers are exactly what their names emanates, healing. But their healing just have a certain range to it. It doesn't go on forever. So once it goes that little shock out, body shock thing that goes outward like that, is part of his healing process and heal over time. And it does that a lot, especially when it's taking damage. It heals over time. Of course, there's a cooldown period, but it's best to always have an ancient healer with you when you're in survival. In fact, it's best to always have an ancient healer with you, period. Especially if you're doing a long survival runs. Not so much short, whether short steel path or short anything. It's anything long. You would want to have a specter, an ancient specter that's a healer, and put him in a location where he did less damage but does enough healing to reach